sorry. This is the church of the standing ovations. I finally figured it out. It's not the church of the late arrivals. It's the church of the standing ovation. You guys are so cool. We actually do that because we don't get much exercise during the week. Boy, I'm so grateful. So glad to be here each and every week. Yeah, tell me, what do you want? Stay in the light. Stay in the light. It's a good direction, right? That's always a good direction for any circumstance, any person, in any situation they're going through. Just stay in the light. Stay in the light. Whatever's going on, just stay in the light. I love that. Today we're going to talk about the art of giving and receiving. I love it because prosperity consciousness is actually an art. It's something creative. It's something we discover. Many people think that prosperity consciousness is accumulating a lot of wealth, getting really successful in business, wearing a good suit and a nice watch. I got this watch for $20 at Walmart. This is the best watch I've ever had. I've never paid more than $12 for a watch. I asked a guy on the street one time, he said, "That's a nice watch." And he says, "How much did it cost you?" I'd rather not say. But he was very quick to tell me that his Rolex cost him $4,500. To me, this is priceless because it's the most expensive watch I've ever had. I could have told him that. It works fine. This watch works just as well as the $4,500 watch. I'd rather take the other $4,430 and give it to a Unity church somewhere and put it out there to make this energy move. Because the idea of prosperity is the movement of energy. It's the ability to let God flow through you and out into the universe. The idea that prosperity consciousness is simply about money, accumulating things, being better or bigger than other people is a very unfortunate misperception of the law of abundance. And it can leave you truly in the spiritual poorhouse. It can leave you poor and in poverty consciousness because the opposite of prosperity consciousness, of abundance, is accumulation, is stagnation, is blocking the flow, is dense energy that won't move. And the more we accumulate, what's the action of accumulation? Taking, not receiving with your arms open. Is taking with your fists closed. That's why you see so much anger and fighting in the world. Because we're taking and we want to hold on to what we have taken, what we have gained through our own willpower and our own strength. Where's God in all that? Where's the grace of receiving and being abundantly grateful for the gifts that are given me? So abundance and prosperity consciousness really is about cultivating an attitude of gratitude. It's a song we sing sometimes. But it's a real thing. Excuse me. An attitude of gratitude is a habit of thinking. It's a habit of feeling. It's a habit of having my emotions and my thoughts be in harmony. To be truly grateful is a vibration I'm feeling in the cells of my being, in my heart. So that when I see you, wow, I'm feeling something now. I'm feeling gratitude. When I receive something, no matter how small it is, I'm feeling grateful for it. And when I give something, I am so grateful to give it away. I used to write my checks to the electric company, the gas company, the insurance company, and all those other companies with a lot of grievance. Oh, I don't want to write this check this week for these guys. So if the first check, now this is what's happened to me since tithing. If the first check I write is with gratitude for my spiritual nourishment, my spiritual family, That's the first check I write. All the others are easy. And I'm giving thanks that I have electricity to go through the lights. I'm giving thanks that I have insurance in case I get into an unfortunate accident and I can't pay for whatever happens. I give thanks for every dollar I give to someone else because they're providing me a service. And it's a service I asked for, so why am I complaining? And in that, I am entering into a relationship with you because you are offering me something now. I'm not entitled. We think we're entitled to so much. What if it's all a gift from God? What if it's all a gift? What if the universe is actually conspiring in my behalf? We can cultivate that attitude of gratitude. We can open up to an ever-expanding flow of divine energy and divine ideas. Why? Because I've let all the other emotionally charged ideas about what's wrong with the world and what's wrong with everyone else, I let that go. And what takes its place is this natural tendency to be grateful. A natural tendency to give thanks for what we have. And a natural tendency to give it, to want to give it away. And then we receive more. And as this flow begins to happen in your life, you might become like a guy I talked to last night. When I said, "How are you doing?" He said, "I feel happier than I ever have in my whole life. Right now, this is the happiest I've ever been." And when I looked at him, I thought about it. I said, "You know what, Alan? Me too. This is the happiest I've ever been. And I'm sure tomorrow I will say the same thing." Because I'm on a progressive flow of reaping the abundance of the universe and walking in a natural, receptive attitude. And I open up that receptivity by giving. Eric Butterworth said something. I think he said it the best when he said, "The whole universe is on your side. Everything is on your side. Life is forever biased on the side of healing. Life is forever biased on the side of overcoming. Life is ever biased on the side of success, your success." So when you get yourself centered in the universal flow, what happens? You become synchronized with this divine bias for good. Not just your good, but everyone's good. Everyone's good. You're in the divine flow for good. You become part of the divine bias. Synchronized. Isn't that a wonderful, wonderful word? That means we can have all kinds of different talents, all kinds of different gifts, all kinds of different interests, all kinds of different things that motivate us and inspire us, but we will all be synchronized in one beautiful, harmonious chorus of creative energy. Now, how am I going to do this? I have to do it by giving. I have to utilize the law of giving. And it's so simple. The law of giving is so very simple. If you want joy, give joy. All right, smart crowd. If you want love, if you crave material affluence, that's Deepak Chopra. Now, I love that because it's so simple. If I want joy, I've got to give joy. I've got to express that joy to others. If love is what I seek, I'm going to offer love. Sounds like the prayer of St. Francis. Now, this is interesting. Deepak added material affluence. So I'm not saying it's bad to have material affluence. But I have to say, if you're not making others, helping others become prosperous, it's not really affluence. It's what I mentioned before. It's material accumulation. I want you to be affluent. And I want you to enjoy life to its fullest. But I want you also to help others to do the same. Because if there's one person in your life that's not enjoying what you enjoy, then it's your job to extend that to them. I could never really, truly enjoy life knowing that others are suffering and I'm not doing anything about it. I just couldn't do it. So giving of any kind is taking an action. It begins a process of change, and it begins to move things. It moves us, most importantly, to remember that we are part of a much greater universe, that universe is flowing through us all the time. So giving actually is action. It's movement. The meaning of life is simply, according to Pablo Picasso, find your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away. And I get really sad when people say, I don't know my purpose in life. It means they're not giving it away. Find your gift. It's creative. It's the art of giving and receiving. Now listen, no one has ever become poor from giving. You think if I give it away, I won't have any. Oh my goodness, 10%? God, you still get to keep 90. The first tithing book I ever read said 10%. God's giving you 100%. It's all money. It's all the universe's money. You just get to borrow it for a little while and do whatever the heck you want with it. Isn't that amazing? So trusting the universe by giving 10% of that is actually unleashing a power within you to receive more. And you're telling yourself that I am a good steward of what has been given me in life. I'm a really good steward because I give it to others. And you get to choose who you tithe to. I'm not telling you who to tithe to. Where you are spiritually fed, where you are nourished. And people who are doing good in the world, we like to tithe to them. Because it nourishes me to know if I can't get around to help all the battered women in the community and the people with children who are in abusive relationships, then I can take some solace in knowing that we give part of our tithe to a place called Independence House. I know that I can't get out and feed all the hungry people in this community, but I take solace in the fact that every month we give money to Salvation Army so that Leonard runs the kitchen over there, that he can cook them a meal that we paid for. I can't get around to every homeless person and to every child. Believe it or not, there are children living in poverty and homeless on the streets of our country. Supposedly the most affluent country in the world. We have people in poverty that I cannot get around physically and help each and every one of them. But I take solace in the fact that we give money to organizations that can. I can't get out and teach mindfulness to every child in our community, but we can contribute to an organization like Calmer Choice, who goes into the schools regularly every single semester of every school day and helps children get in touch with that peace within and to know who they really are. So although we can't do everything, we can help each other to do it. So nobody ever became poor from giving. Believe me, it's not how much you give either. It's how much love we put into our giving. If you only have $10, that's great. You put all the love into it. What do we say at our offering? Divine love flowing through me. That's a real thing. That is a real thing. Oh, that happened to me, Mother Teresa. I like that. I just like what it says. I never look at who actually says it, but this particular person, I think it's worth mentioning because it's how much love you give. It wasn't a lot of money that she gave to the world, but she demonstrated a way of loving others who a lot of the time were forgotten and not loved. They were the poorest of the poor and the sick and the ones that were considered untouchable. And she went and loved them. She gave the world more than if you gave $1 million with no love in it. So I'm going to tell you another truth. Giving is love in motion. That's what it's really all about. It's not about money, it's about love. Love in motion, love flowing through us, divine love, perfect love. For giving, it is in giving that we receive. It is in giving that I open up a channel to receive more. I'm so grateful for these truths. And giving's not just about making a donation. It's really about making a difference. And I'm so incredibly honored to be in a group of people who really want to make a difference in the world. And to somehow help you to have the courage to keep spiritually centered, to know that you are making a difference, and to continue on that path. Because it's accumulative. You're not accumulating things. You're not storing up riches on earth. You're storing up riches in heaven. Now, metaphysically, heaven is your higher mind. Metaphysically, heaven is your superconsciousness. It's divine thoughts. It's divine energy. And you can never, ever have enough expansion of your divine energy. It will keep expanding more and more if you don't block the flow by storing up your riches where it's going to rust, where the moths are going to come and ruin your clothes, where people are going to break in and steal your stuff. So it's about making a difference because we rise by lifting others. And I've been practicing it. We've been practicing this for a week now, our 21-day prosperity experiment. And if you haven't got one of these, just send us an email. I'll send you the electronic version. You can print it out for yourself. Every day, we're doing exercises. And one of them is listing 5 things we're grateful for every day. The other thing is looking for ways to give. And even the smallest things, like letting people in traffic. I always used to get really mad. Don't let him in. Don't let him in. I'm in a hurry. Don't let that guy in. And now I'm letting everybody in. Go ahead. Come on in. Great. I have to leave an hour earlier to get where I'm going. So instead of doing that every day, you do something different every day. The other day, I was opening doors for people as they went in the store. And it was so cool because I learned to say you're welcome when people say thank you. And I realized I was saying you're welcome a lot, holding the door. Thank you. You're welcome. And they just had such, wow. It wasn't just a mindless opening the door for someone. It was a thank you, you're welcome exchange of energy. Awesome stuff. And I learned a lot by doing that. It was just a small act of giving. And so we're asked to do these exercises every day. I'm going to have a little quiz after the service. See who's doing it. So it's not lifting yourself above others. It's rising by lifting others up. So at the end of the day, it's not about what you have. It's not about what you've accomplished. It's about who you've lifted up, who you've made better. It's about what you've given back. We all know that this is true. I love it when the air conditioner shuts off. Dramatic effect. I'm always screaming when the air conditioner's going. We're getting a new one. Yeah, we'll get a new one. So finally, it is about impacting the lives of others in a positive way. Because the fact remains, we are one. If there's no separation possible in the mind of God, then I have to give everything I value away in order to keep it. I have to give it away. If I give it to you, then you and I both have it. Wow, it's just doubled right there. That's the exchange of energy. And I need to hold an awareness that reality, our reality, is biased in our favor. In the favor of healing, in the favor of overcoming, in the favor of your success. The whole universe is rooting for you, is behind you. It's going to give you whatever you want and need, whatever you ask for, each and every moment. I have to give an opening for that to be born, that's all. I have to nurture and help others grow. And finally, that sense of abundance, that sense of prosperity is going to take the place of the addiction of sense consciousness. It's an addiction of accumulation. It is killing us and it's killing our planet. And it is the most important thing we need to turn around in our mind, this sense of what prosperity and abundance is. And I know that if you have heard one thing of all the inspirational quotes and things I've had to say, that you will remember this, that the universe is conspiring on your behalf, that it is biased in your favor, in the favor of healing, in the favor of your success, of your overcoming anything that stands in your way, and most of all, in the favor of you remembering that you are a holy child of a loving God. You are the light of the world. Amen. Amen. I love you.
You have been watching the message from our Sunday celebration service here at Unity on Cape Cod, providing a positive path for spiritual living. Please join us every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at 147 Walton Ave, Hyannis, Mass. And visit us online at www.unityoncapecod.org.